This meeting is being recorded.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our eLotus webinar today. My name is Donna, and I will be your host and your moderator for today's class. Today's webinar is Healing the Gut, TCM Gastroenterology with Jimmy Yen. Today's webinar is being recorded and presented by Lotus Institute of Integrative Medicine. And here at eLotus, we have been hosting educational courses for over 2 decades. And we are very proud to be your trusted source for premium CEU content with over 200 speakers, 700 courses, and 3,000 hours of continuing education. Before we get started, let me go ahead with a few housekeeping. The webinar today will run from approximately 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Pacific time. Our lunch will be from 12:30 to 1:30 p.m. today. And we'll have 2 breaks in the morning and 2 in the afternoon. And Jimmy will let you know when those breaks are. So someone asked during lunchtime if you can log out and log back in. Of course, you can do that. You don't need to stay logged in the entire time. And then the lecture notes. There are lecture notes available for download, and you can find them on the Blue Course Access page. And the chat room, if the chat room right now, by default, it's set to all panelists. So what we would like to ask you to do is do this right now, set it to all panelists and attendees. That way your colleagues can also see what you are typing. That way we can all, because sometimes when someone asks a question, it gets missed because the question only goes to the panelists, and the panelists would be Jimmy and me. So only we would see the questions, and some people will feel a little bit left out. So again, please set your chat room to all panelists and attendees. There is a quiz at the end of the day for CEUs, and the quiz will be available tomorrow afternoon, and I will send an email out when that is ready. You also get the video replay, and that will be ready and available for you on Monday. And again, I will send out an email when that's ready too. Okay, so let's get started with today's webinar and welcome Jimmy. Jimmy is a seasoned practitioner, and he's an acupuncturist and herbalist with over 10 years of experience. He started his private practice, Achieve Integrative Health, in 2007 and built it to one of the largest acupuncture clinics in the Austin metro area, where they are focused on quick, effective, and long-lasting results. Okay, let's go ahead at this time and welcome Jimmy. And Jimmy, I'll stop my share here so you can share the PowerPoint from your end.
Okay, let me set this up. PowerPoint. All right, can everybody see my PowerPoint? Can you type in that? Yes. Okay, perfect.
And put it in presentation mode.
Okay. Let me see when I put it in presentation mode. Oh, it goes full screen. Can I do this? Hold on. Actually, I don't need to see myself, so. Okay, sorry guys, I just want to see. Doing Zoom without being able to see everybody's face is weird, okay? And so I'm really just talking to a blank screen. So, all right, let's set up the, I'm gonna do a couple of things different. I've got an iPad, so I will be drawing, writing, and I'll be switching screens left and right. So just to let y'all know. So like Donna said, actually if you see at the bottom of your screen in the bar, there's actually a Q&A area. So if you have questions, actually put your questions in that Q&A box, okay? In the chat, you can just use for talking to other people or talking to Donna. But if you have specific questions, I am going to go into that Q&A box, that chat box there, not chat box, but the Q&A box, and I'm going to go through there and answer the questions. So do not put your questions in the chat, okay? Let's use the Q&A area. And all right, let's get started. So I do things differently. So for those of y'all who are new to me, don't know about me, let me do a poll. I like to do a poll. How many of you did not know about me at all? If you put in the chat, so you can put your answers to my questions in the chat. How many of you did not know about me, like know of me at all? Yes, no, you, first time, did not. Oh, quite a bit of people did not. Okay. Oh, wow. Quite a few people did not know about me. Okay, well, let's start off by, I'm going to apologize. I apologize. It is my responsibility to get you to know me. And so I apologize. I haven't been doing a lot of marketing to let you know about me. So I do things differently for those of y'all who are new to me. And just from the beginning, we are going to do it differently. In the beginning, most people, including myself in the past, we talk about, oh, my past, what we're going to do today. But there's going to be a reward for you showing up right now in this beginning of this webinar. And that's what I wrote right here, reward for showing up. I'm going to reveal the secrets within the next 5 seconds. So in the next 5 seconds to a minute, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get great results with gastroenterology, TCM gastroenterology, or GI problems, more than what we're going to discuss about today, okay? So if you're not taking notes, you should be taking notes. One of my mentors told me, ink it, don't think it. Ink it, don't think it. If you're just watching, you're not going to remember anything. If you're just listening, you're not going to remember everything. If you write it down, you'll remember probably 20% of what I go over today. Okay, so first 5 seconds, I'm going to tell you exactly how to get great results. Here it is. There are no magic points. There are no magic herbs. They all work. That's the secret. Some of you may have come here to say, oh, what formulas, what herbs are the best for GERD? What herbs and formulas are best for IBS? What herbs are best for diarrhea, constipation? And I'm telling you, they all work, right? What's the key is the diagnosis. Your diagnosis is the key to determining if you're going to be successful at treating digestive problems. And I'm not just talking about 1 or 2 times, okay? I'm talking about consistently. I'm talking about 80 to 90% of the time, you get great results. And we're going to talk about what does that mean, great results, okay? So but the point is, if you get the right TCM diagnosis, it doesn't matter what the Western medicine doctor labels your patient as having, because diarrhea, constipation, GERD, esophageal spasms, these are all just labels, right? We don't treat labels. That's the power of Chinese medicine. We don't treat labels. We treat the root cause. How do you determine the root cause? You determine the root cause by finding, right, which organs are dysfunctioning. Now, that's what my clinic focuses on. We focus on something called corrective care, which is we provide relief, but that's not our focus. Our focus is actually on correcting the problem, right? In the meantime, we provide relief. So really, like I said, in 5 seconds right now, the key is, do you have your diagnosis game on point? Do you have a great diagnostic way to find out what exactly is the root cause? Okay. And here's another thing. I'm giving you this whole day is based on what I'm just telling you right now. All of these secrets. Okay. What if you use symptoms to diagnose a patient, to differentiate the TCM diagnosis, you're not going to get a 80 to 90% success rate. Because here's the thing, a lot of times patients don't know, number one, they don't know what they're experiencing, like what symptoms, right? They don't look, all they know is their stomach hurts. That's all they're going to tell you. They're not going to tell you, oh, my stomach hurts because I have slow motility within my intestines. They don't know that, right? They just know my stomach hurts, right? They know sometimes there's a silent reflux, right? How many of y'all have treated, GERD or acid reflux, but the patient doesn't actually feel the acid reflux? How many of y'all have treated that before? Anybody? Yes, right? Exactly. So if you go by the patient's symptoms, you're going to miss out a lot of information, right? That's number one. The patient doesn't necessarily know what they experience, what they feel. Number two, they may be able to feel what they're feeling, but they may not be able to articulate that description to you. So if you're basing it on if you're just basing on just their symptoms to do a TCM differentiation, you're going to miss out a lot of information. You're going to be doing a lot of trial and error, and you won't be able to pinpoint exactly what is the cause and be able to fix it quickly. Because let me ask you this, put it in the chat, okay? How fast do your patients want to see results? How fast? Now, immediately, right away. ASAP. Exactly, right? They want it fast. Here's another thing. Our patients want to see results yesterday, okay? Before they even came to see us, right? They want to see it fast. So if you want to get if you want to be able to provide that fast results for your patients, you need to be laser focused on the right TCM diagnosis. Because if you can get laser focused, you will get fast results, right? So the strategies I'm going to be teaching you today, you're going to get that result if you're doing just herbs only, okay? You're going to get them some relief with your first prescription of herbs, right? By the fourth prescription of herbs, the gut issue should be at least 50% improved at minimum. So we usually do 1 week of herbs at a time, right? So that's 1 week, 7 days. 1 week is 7 days. We give 7 days of herbs, and then we feel their pulse, evaluate how their organs are doing, and then we prescribe a brand new prescription the second week. So by the fourth, we do that, every week. And by the fourth week, they are at minimum 50% better, okay? Acupuncture. I have my own acupuncture technique. It's called QRA acupuncture. If the patient is feeling symptoms of their gut symptoms at the time of the treatment, my first treatment, I provide them relief within 10 seconds, okay? So it is possible. My point of telling you all this is that it is possible to provide these quick relief. It does not take time. The only reason why it takes time is because you don't have the right diagnosis, okay? So that's what we're going to go over, all right? So I know some people are still going to be asking me, so what points did I use? What magic herbs did I use? It doesn't matter, okay? I'm going to repeat this over and over because I really want to help you get fast results for your patients, okay? Not just fast results. The key about us, because there's other, systems, treatment systems that get fast results with digestive disorders, but we also get long-lasting results. And we'll talk about this a little bit more, but that's the secret. That's the secret of what I'm going to teach you today and share with you about how we do it in our clinic. All right, let me see if anybody has any questions to that. No questions so far. Okay. Okay, so let's go over the outline. I'm going to first talk about my intentions. Okay. I'm going to talk about the achievable difference. My clinic is called Achieve Integrative Health, and my whole systems are based on achievable, right? So I'm going to tell you my achievable difference. We're going to go over the rules for today's webinar, and the 4 main topics for today. We're going to talk about GERD. We're going to talk about IBS, constipation, diarrhea. We're going to talk about the Western medicine side a little, mostly on how to communicate it to the patients. Then we're going to talk about the TCM side, the diagnosis, treatment principle, the acupuncture points. Even though they don't matter, I'm still going to go over them with you, okay? And then also the herbs, and also supplements, what supplements I use, and also diet. So here's another nugget. If you're not writing down, I would highly recommend, I will tell you, like, there's certain parts, I'll tell you, you should be writing this down, okay? Diet. They have to modify their diet. If they do not modify their diet, all of their GI symptoms will come back. Diet is the permanent fix to gastroenterology problems, okay? Let me repeat that again. Diet is the permanent fix for GI problems. If you don't go over dietary, and I'm not talking about, oh yeah, you should just eat some more vegetables, and vegetables and fruits. Okay, that ain't gonna cut it. You need to get into detail about exactly what they need to do so that they can maintain the results, the magic results that you produce, because the last thing people want is you help them with their symptoms. Okay, great, the symptoms goes away. Okay. And then they stop, and then you discharge them. You think you cure them. You think you fix them, and they go away. And then a month later, everything comes back. So really, you didn't fix them, right? But here's the thing. They don't come back to you because you didn't fix them. So they don't think you can fix them. They go to somewhere else. They end up going back to Western medication. And we all know Western medications mask the symptoms. So by you just providing symptom relief, you're just masking this. You're in essence just providing temporary relief, not masking the symptoms, but you're temporary relief, right? If you don't change their diet, then how are we any different from Western medicine? Western medicine, you have a symptom, we give you a pill. Chinese medicine, we can do the same thing. You have a symptom, we give you an herb. We do an acupuncture point, okay? But did you really fix the problem, right? So that's what we're going to go over on how to fix the problem, if that's what you want to do. Now, I'm not here to judge you, to tell you how you should practice and how you should, treat your patients. What I'm just telling you is what I do in my clinic. We fix the problem. Our focus is on fixing the problem. Our focus is not on the symptom relief. It's on fixing the problem so that the problem doesn't come back. And here's the thing is, it doesn't, actually, I'm just kind of spitting out the answer already, but because I want to know what your definition is later. Okay, so let's go over my intentions. My intentions show you the strategies and tactics on how to produce 80% results with digestive disorders, okay? I want to help you be able to fish for yourself instead of being dependent on someone else to feed you fish all the time. So when you attend these webinars and you're asking, what points do I use? What herbs do I use? You are getting fed fish. You're not being taught how to fish, right? Because if you knew how to fish, you would know how to select the points. You would know which herbs to select. It's the strategy. The strategy is what teaches you how to fish for yourself. So again, this is not right or wrong. This is just the way I do things. So for those of y'all that are new to me, this is just the way that I do things. I prefer to teach people how to fish instead of have them be dependent upon me to feed them fish all the time, okay? Number 3, I'm going to show you a different way of practicing TCM, okay? That's going to help you provide your patients with the best results in the shortest amount of time. And I've kind of already gave you an outline, an idea of how fast we get results in our clinic, okay? I'm going to ask for your help to help me achieve one of my missions in life. That's one of the reasons, probably the biggest reasons why I do these. why I teach for eLotus, why I share my experience, my results. Okay. And my mission is this. My mission is to help 1 million people restore their body's natural ability to heal itself so that they can do what they love to do. That is my mission, one of my core missions in life. And it will take me personally forever to treat 1 million people. So I need your help. So hopefully, for those of y'all who want to learn and actually implement the strategies I teach you today, if you can go and help me help more people. Okay. Okay, let's see. No questions yet. Awesome. Okay, so a little bit about me. This is a little book I wrote. It's called Achieve a Life of Wellness. It's a roadmap for regaining. It's mostly for patients, okay? But if, acupuncturists, if you want to know how to communicate with patients, you can, get this book. It's on Amazon. But it's very, in layman's terms, what to do to get to a point where patients can, well, we say wellness, but patients can basically maintain their own health by themselves without even us, right? So my story is when I first started out, I don't know if y'all had this experience. When I first started out, I didn't get great results from what I learned in my school, right? I probably got about 50% results, okay? And so I started looking for mentors, and there's so many, right now, we're so lucky right now. We have so many, teachers, so many mentors out there available for us that we have we can pick whoever, right? I was very fortunate to have studied and found Richard Tan. He is my mentor. And my QRA acupuncture is actually based off of Richard Tan's balance method. The biggest difference is I don't use points anymore. I simplified Richard Tan's balance method to so simple. It's so simple. I have taught my patients how to do my QRA, of course, not needling themselves, but my patients can do their own QRA on themselves. That's how simple my QRA is. And my herb or pulse mentor is Jimmy Chang, who eLotus, also has many courses on, and his pulse energy. And so my functional pulse diagnosis is based off of Jimmy Chang's pulse energy. Again, it's just a super simplified version of Jimmy Chang's pulse. I like to simplify things. I don't like complex things. And also, as I've grown my business and I've helped more people, have new mentors. All of my very successful mentors have said one thing. If you want success, you need to simplify. People who make things complicated actually don't know what they're doing, and you're not going to see the success that you want, right? So I've always listened to my mentors when they've told me that, and I've simplified everything. So my acupuncture is simplified, my pulse diagnosis is simplified, my herb prescription is simplified. Everything is very simple. And what I mean by that is I used to have a health coach. This health coach had zero acupuncture experience, zero TCM experience. And I was able to teach her my functional pulse diagnosis. She could feel someone's pulse with zero TCM knowledge, training. She had zero knowledge, no training. She could use my functional pulse diagnosis and diagnose a patient in TCM diagnosis and prescribe herbs. That's how simple it is. That's how what I consider simple is if you can teach someone off the street to do it, then it's really simple, okay? So if that's what you're looking for, a simple way to get quick results, long-lasting results, you're in for a treat, okay? And we're gonna have lots of fun doing that. All right. So what is the difference? I call my system the Achieve Clinical Excellence system. What's the difference? It's simple to implement. Super, as I just explained. Someone off the street, I could teach them and they can do it. It's duplicatable results. If what I teach you today, you can't duplicate coming Monday, what's the purpose of it, right? I mean, that's what I think. When I seek out mentors, I don't look for systems that take me 10 years to learn and then I can get the results, right? So my systems that I'm going to teach you today is you can if you just follow them, You can implement them on Monday and get great results. And other proof that I have, what proof do I have, right? But the proof that I have is all my associate acupuncturists, they're able to duplicate my results. Not 100%, okay? They do about 70 to 80% results. What does that mean? 78% results, right? Some people may ask. If 7 or 8 people walked into our clinic and my associates treat them, or let's say 10 people walked into the clinic and my associates treat them, 7 to 8 out of them, okay, will get the result that they want. That's what we call results. Results in my clinic is not relief. We get relief for every patient almost. It's almost 100%. But we're not talking about relief. We're talking about getting the patients what they want, okay? Number 3, we focus on restorative medicine. I kind of already explained this early on. There's difference. Restorative medicine is we actually restore organ function. In order to have long-lasting results, you have to restore their organ function. So if you're taking notes, or if you're not taking notes, you should be taking notes about this right now. If you want a permanent fix, you have to identify which organs in the body are malfunctioning. Once you determine which organs are malfunctioning, then you go and fix those organs, restore their function. Once you restore their function, they will start self-healing, right? Most of our patients, their bodies and their organs were once self-healing. It's just something happened. They were self-healing right here, and then something happened, and now they're not self-healing. So that means that once their organs were self-healing, so they have the ability to self-heal. Now, if they were born with organs that are already dysfunctioning, obviously they can't. That's where they were born with. But if they were born with all their organs functioning, and now it's just something happened and now that it doesn't function, then we have the chance, the opportunity to take them back to where they were before. That is called restorative medicine. Okay, so that is what we do in our clinic. The last thing, 4th, life effect. This is also vitally important. If you are taking notes, write this down. Life effect is crucial. Our clinic is life effect focused, okay? I learned this word life effect from another mentor of mine, okay? So the life effect, what is that defined as? The life effect is defined as the result that the patient wants, not the result that you and I want as a practitioner, not the result that a physician wants. It's the result that the patient wants. So let me ask you, and you can put it in the chat. When someone comes in with constipation, let's do GERD. If someone comes in with GERD, okay, what do you think they really want? Type into the chat. What do you think they really want? Someone says symptom relief. Relief. They do not want to feel uncomfortable anymore. So still gone now and forever. Relief, sleeping better. Arnold. That was a good one. Sleeping, eat. Steven Stone. Yep. Some of y'all are getting it. Yep. Yes. So some of y'all are really understanding what I mean. Let me tell you, okay? And some of y'all are going to argue with me about this. I know, and it's okay. You can argue, you can disagree, okay? I'm not right, and I'm not wrong. We're all right. But I will tell you, in our clinic, when the patients have GERD, they're not coming in for relief. They're not coming in for symptom relief. That's not the main reason, okay? They are coming in for relief. They want relief, but that's not the main reason they are in your clinic. Some of y'all have pointed out the main reason they are in your clinic is there's a couple of them, right? One, what does GERD prevent people from doing? Someone said it. Someone said sleep. Someone said sleep. But Arnold, I hope I'm saying your name wrong. Kroner. Arno. Arno got it right. That's one of them, right? If you have GERD, you have acid reflux, when they lay down flat, their reflux is coming up. It keeps them up. It causes insomnia, right? So they want to get rid of that. It's not even, you got to think about, why do they want to get rid of that reflux? They don't want to get rid of that reflux just to get rid of that reflux. If their reflux was not prohibiting them from sleeping, they would not be in your office. Okay, so that's one life effect. Another one, someone else put that too, is, let's see. Someone was saying, be able to eat what they want to eat. Oh, a couple of them, Stephen, Leah. Yeah, that's another one. People love to eat, right? But when they get that reflux, then they can't eat certain foods. And so a lot of people, they like Mexican food, they like kimchi, they like Korean food, spicy food. They love that food, right? But that GERD is preventing them from eating the food that they love to eat. So what do they really want? They really want to eat what they really want to eat. If their GERD was not preventing them from eating what they want to eat, they would not be in your clinic. Okay. Now, these are not the only life effects. These are just examples, very common examples that we get in our clinic, right? And so you have to, someone pointed out, you have to figure out what part of their quality of life is getting affected. What part of their quality of life is getting affected? Quality of life is so general. What exactly is it getting affected? That is the root. That is the result that they want, okay? When we just say, oh, hey, we provide symptom relief, we are doing what we want. So let me ask you this. When a patient comes into your clinic, what's more important? What the patient wants or what you want? What's more important? Yeah, what the patient wants. Because here's the thing. If you don't give the patient what they want, they're going to stop coming to you. How many of you know of any person that can fix permanently GERD in one visit? Who knows? Anybody? Any acupuncturist that can fix GERD in one visit where it never comes back ever? The patient can eat whatever they want to eat, doesn't matter. No one, right? There's no one. So if you can't get them to come back for the second visit, third visit, how are you going to really help them get what they want to get, right? So that is key into treating. Someone may be thinking, come on, Jimmy, where's the points? What's the herbs, right? What do you do? I'm giving you the nuggets and you're not realizing. It's like I'm giving you the gold right now. And if you miss this gold, it doesn't matter what herbs I tell you. It doesn't matter what points I tell you. It doesn't even matter what I tell you what to do. You're not going to get the results because you're missing the biggest gold right here. The biggest gold right here is the life effect. Okay. Getting the patients what they want, not what you want. Okay. All right, let's move on. Get on with their lives. They don't want to notice anything. Okay, no questions yet. Okay, so how do you apply my Achieve Clinical Excellence system? Number one, I don't separate Western medicine view of organ function with TCM. I used to, but not anymore. Okay. I mean, how many of y'all have said, oh, the Western medicine digestive system is the stomach, large intestine, and small intestine. But the TCM digestive system also includes the spleen, stomach, but the spleen in Western medicine really isn't involved in Western medicine, right? I used to say all that stuff, right? But now my ACE system, it's the same thing. Here's the thing. Chinese medicine people back then were so intelligent. What they discovered, Western medicine is just now slowly catching up. Western medicine is proving everything that Chinese medicine said 3,000 years ago as accurate, right? They're just slowly proving it. So that's why I don't separate, oh, this is Western medicine stomach, this is Chinese medicine stomach. It's the same thing. It's just more functions. Okay. So don't separate Western medicine from Chinese medicine. Okay. Number two, you got to be open to a different way of practicing traditional Chinese medicine. Because if you haven't noticed yet, I do things differently, very differently. Okay. Number three, you need to simplify to amplify. If I can emphasize that even more, the more complex you make your treatment systems, the more problems, the less results, consistent results you're going to get. So simplify, okay? Number four, there's no secret, there's no silver bullet, okay? There's no secret points, no secret herbs. All right, so how this webinar is different, if you haven't noticed yet already, okay, it's interactive, okay? I don't want to be talking all the time, okay? I want you to engage you to think about what I'm talking about, because in order for you to produce results on Monday, you need to understand what I'm saying, okay? So the more you engage, the more value you're going to get out of this. Number two, all questions will be answered. I appreciate you spending your Saturday with me, okay? When you could be outside, like right now I'm in Austin, Texas. The sun's out, it's gorgeous weather. I could be out playing tennis. You could be out doing something, playing tennis, playing pickleball, but you're here with me. So I thank you, I appreciate you. So let's make this fun. And one of the things that I do differently is I reward people that show up. So if you have a question, I will answer all of your questions. Because when I attend webinars, it's like, I want my questions answered right now. I don't want to wait, 2 weeks for the, teacher to email me back or stuff like that, right? So ask all your questions in the Q&A box, okay? And if I don't get to your questions, I will give you my email so you can ask. I will answer everybody's questions. Number three, we're gonna have some fun. I get excited, so if I talk too fast, just tell me to slow down, okay? I'm trying to slow down, but sometimes I just get excited and I talk super fast. Number four, I apologize in advance. Sometimes foul language just slips out of my mouth, okay? I'm gonna make it an effort to not to let it slip out too much today, okay? But it will sneak out. Elementary language. I use simple terms, okay? One of the biggest criticisms I get on my webinars is my systems are too simple. They're so elementary. They're like, I get people tell me, they complain to eLotus that, man, this is for beginners. And what those people don't know is my systems are actually advanced. The more advanced the system, the more simple the system, okay? So even though it's simple, most people don't implement. It doesn't make sense to me, but that's what I get. That's what I hear. Number five, no theory here. Everything is based on my clinical results. Everything I'm gonna teach you today is based on what I've actually been there, done that, proven. None of it's from books, okay? Number six, I'm not here to tell you what you are doing wrong. I'm here to let you know there are other options. And if you choose to take the blue pill, okay, magic may happen. It will happen, not may happen. Okay, rules for today. Use the restroom during the breaks. Make sure you use the restroom, because the way that I engage, the way the information that I just ran, I will spit out sometimes. If you ask great questions, I'll spit out, very detailed answers. And you don't want to be, doing something else or not paying attention. One of the things that we see on the feedback is people are like, they need some more restroom breaks because they don't want to leave, because of all the gold that I spit out. One thing that I do is I always overpromise and I always overdeliver. That's my motto. It's my values that I live by. When you ask questions, please stay on topic. Okay, I'm going to answer all your questions, but only ask about the topic that I'm talking about. I'll stop and look at the chat box. The Q&A box, and see what questions you have based on the topic that I'm talking about. Don't go off tangent, okay? Number 3, be respectful of all other attendees. Nobody knows everything. So everybody's right. In my webinar, everybody's right, okay? Because everybody wants different things. So everybody's always right. Okay, now here's time to dig deep in to yourself. Questions I want you to ask yourself. How do you define treatment success for your patients? Actually, I want to ask you that. Type into the chat. How do you define treatment success for your patients? How do you define that? Type into the chat. Quality of life improvement, them not coming back, being able to do things they want. Kellen, beautiful. When they leave happier than when they came. Okay, change in life effects. Deborah, yeah, Deborah, you're starting to learn already. Suzanne, yes, achieving patient goals. Yeah, seeing them less frequent, patient feedback, problem is resolved by the level of reoccurrence. Yeah, everybody's right, okay? Everybody's right. And so based on, this is how we define, the reason why I'm asking you to ask yourself, because then you can determine, okay, were you successful in helping that patient? So like I explained before, ours is based off the life effect. And like Suzanne is already learning about using my terminology, life effect, right? So our clinic is focused on what the patient wants. So we ask in the initial exam, we ask the patients, what result do they want? Yes, they have the GERD and they have the, we're going to help them, alleviate that symptom. But what is that symptom preventing you from doing? What is that? How is that symptom affecting your quality of life? What is that thing? So some of y'all, Arno pointed out sleep, insomnia. Okay, so then we tell the patients, then our goal is going to be focused on this. Number one, we're going to help you alleviate your symptoms. We're going to help you restore the functions that are, the organ functions that are not functioning correctly. And, but most importantly, we're going to help you get a better quality of sleep, because that's the real reason why you're here, right? That's how my clinic defines treatment success, okay? And there's a couple of comments that people are saying when the patients don't come back, right? This is my experience, and it may not be your experience. We follow up with our patients. So we call them when our patients don't come back, we call them and we ask them what's going on. We don't assume that when a patient doesn't come back, that we fix their problem. Because this is what happened when we found out, when we call our patients back. I'm talking about patients who just do 1, 2 treatments, 3 treatments and just went away and never came back, right? We're like, whoa, what happened? We would call them and ask them, hey, what happened? Why aren't you coming back? Why didn't you come back? 100% of the time, when patients don't come back and when they haven't completed the treatment plan and they don't come back, is because they were confused, okay? They were confused about what we could actually do to help them. So we found out that 100% of the time, it's not because we fixed them. We didn't fix any of them. Some of them would tell us, yeah, you helped me with my GERD, the GERD's better, but I still can't eat Mexican food. I still can't sleep at night. So I figured your clinic can't help me get what I really want. See, this is what I mean about figuring out what the patient really wants. And so we were like, that was an aha moment. We didn't really try to fix what the patient wants. We just focused on what we wanted, which is a symptom, right? And some of those patients also told us, yeah, since you couldn't really, help me, let's say diarrhea. Yeah, my diarrhea it did slow down, but I'm still getting gas. I'm still getting bloated. And so I went to another doctor, right? So don't assume that when patients don't come back that you fix them, because I would gather close to 100% of the time you didn't. It's because they didn't know, they were confused about what you can and can't do. So very important, okay? But you need to define what you want to do for the patient. Like what do you want to focus on? That's not for me to define. Number 2, you need to ask yourself, Do you want to provide fish for your patients, or do you want to teach them how to fish? So if you can put in the chat, which one do you want to do? Do you want to provide fish for your patients, or do you want to teach them how to fish? Teach, 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 teach. Okay. Okay. There's no right or wrong, guys. Okay. Both. Okay. Yeah. There's no right or wrong. I'm going to teach you. I'm going to teach you how to teach them how to fish. Okay. So let's go on for the Western medicine. You do need to know Western medicine, okay? Digestive system. You don't need to know all the specific details down to the cellular level, okay? The reason why you don't need to know all the way down to the cellular level is because the patients don't know down to the cellular level. So, I've had some functional medicine training, and functional medicine gets really detailed down to the cellular. Even if you use that type of communication, those terminologies to explain to a patient, they still don't understand you. So you have to learn how to communicate in the patient's terminology, right? So let's look at the digestive system, because that's what we're talking about today. 4 main functions. Number 1, motility, propulsion, which means move things, right? Digestive system has to push things through. It has to move things. Second function is secretion and chemical digestion. Secretion of enzymes, right? To help break down the food. That occurs in our GI system. Most in Western medicine, right? They tell us majority of it is from the pancreas. We also secrete it in the mouth, in the stomach, in the intestines, okay? But majority of digestive enzymes are produced from the pancreas. Number 3, mechanical digestion. That's like in the mouth, you're chewing, right? In the stomach, it's churning, right? Those are kind of mechanical digestion. Number 4, after you break things down and you move them through the digestive system, then you have to absorb that nutrition, right? Now, these may seem very like basic information, but here's the thing. If you don't understand these, then you're not going to be able to get clear as to what is the cause of their GI problems, right? So understanding the basics, this is like anatomy and physiology 101, right? Understanding these 4 main functions. And here's another thing, digestion time. From the time that the food enters the mouth, it takes about 36 hours for it to exit through poop, okay, through the anus. So digestion, roughly, it's about 36 hours, but it can be between 2 to 5 days, right? From the time you input the food into your mouth to you poop it out in your butt, okay? And so just, you need to have an idea of that. Well, let me see if anybody knows why. Why is that important? Why is it important to know that it takes approximately 36 hours from a patient eating the food and pooping it out? Nutrient uptake? Yes. What else? Find out the triggers. Yes. To understand how the food affects them? Yeah, Jennifer, great. Candace, motility? Yes. Jean? Yeah, food poisoning. Y'all are getting so close. There's a word I'm looking for. Constipation or not? Yes. What do people have assimilation yet? See treatment, cause of treatment, comfort, motility. Okay, let me see. Emotion, yeah. See if the food they eat can go, there's current symptoms. Yeah, y'all are all right. There's one word I'm looking for. What's common these days? If I say one word, you'll probably know. Gluten. What does that tell you? Yes, Iris. Perfect. That's what I was looking for. I mean, everybody's right, okay? I was looking for the word allergies, because people are thinking, oh, they eat something and it's like they eat something today and they, instantly have, there are some instant reactions, okay? But there are also some, I would say, let me see if I can write this down. Let me see. I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to share another screen. Hold on 1 second. Hold on. Oops, why does it have the word Sarah in there? Okay. Everybody can see my screen, right? Where did my chat box go? I can't see what y'all are chatting. Okay, so we're talking about allergies. There's two types of allergies, and this is why it's important to know how long it takes to digest. Well, let me see what type. There's two main types of allergies when it comes to actually food, pollen, doesn't matter. Who knows the two different types of allergies? Type of allergy. Let me ask a better question. There's two types of speeds of allergy. What types of, who knows the two types of speeds of allergy? Is that clear? Or immediate and delayed? Yes. Candace, yes. So what is that in Western medicine? What do they say? What part of the immune system? Yeah. Jennifer, yeah, you're getting, yeah. So you have, this is food allergies. This is way too thick. So you have food allergies. So you have what's called IgE, IgG, IgA, okay? And they do this, you can do stool tests for this too, right? So who knows what IgE is? IgE food allergy, what does that mean? What is that? What is IgE? Anybody know? Eosinophils, anaphylactic. Yes. So who got Brenda? So these are like anaphylactic allergies. So what does that mean? That means these, when they eat the food, like within 30 minutes or even less, they start to swell up like a blowfish. Okay. My wife is here beside me, and so it reminds me, when she had some soybeans, she went to get a soy latte or something like Starbucks, and within 30 minutes, her eyes started swelling up like a panda. I mean, it was instant.
Not 30 minutes. Within seconds.
Oh, within seconds, she corrected me. It's within seconds. Within seconds, her eyes just started swelling like a panda. And some people, their throat starts swelling. Yeah, hives, Leah, you're right. They can have hives. It's immediate response. Exactly, Gina. So that's an IgE response, right? So when a patient, why is this important? When a patient tells you, you need to know when they ate the food and when they had the symptoms, okay? If it was instant, right, very quickly, within seconds, 30 minutes, it could be still within an hour, that's an IgE reaction, right? So then they are super allergic to that. Now IgG and IgA, who knows what that is? IgG and IgA, who knows what that is? Food sensitivity, yeah. It could be infection. Delayed, yeah, Gina, delayed onset. So this is delayed. Delayed onset, right? So when you have delayed onset, it could be a day, it could be 2 days. Sometimes it could be a week, 2 weeks before they actually have that reaction to that food that they ate 2 weeks ago, right? So because not to the food it's just the accumulation of that same type of food, okay? So it's like I like to say it's like a volcano, right? So it's like a volcano that's just brewing. They keep eating. The most common one is gluten, right? Gluten. That's why you hear the word gluten sensitivity, right? So you eat some gluten one day, you keep eating it, it keeps on brewing, and then 2 weeks later, it spurts out. This is 2 weeks later. But patients think, and we tend to think, oh, what did you eat last night? Or what did you just eat, right? We tend to think, oh, maybe it's an IgE reaction, right? And it's not. It's an IgG or IgA delayed sensitivity because it brewed for so long that it finally erupted. So these are important to know, okay? When you're helping people identify these, their root cause again, right? So can an allergic reaction cause GERD? Can a food allergy cause GERD? Yes. So this could be a root cause, right? I see. Is it? Let me ask you this. Is it? So let's say we know that food can cause GERD. Let's backtrack this thinking process, okay? So we know food can cause GERD. But my question is food the root cause? Is it the root cause? Yes? Okay. Not always. Why not, Arnold? No, Giannis, why not? Yeah, it could be stress. Yeah. So we have to look. This is what I mean. This is what I'm telling you about the TCM diagnosis. TCM diagnosis is not just spleen Qi deficiency, right? TCM diagnosis is finding the root cause. Exactly. Lifestyle. Exactly. So we have to figure out why does this food cause this? What's happening here, right? So there is an organ dysfunction that is causing the food to cause the GERD, right? But even with the organ dysfunction, like some of you have already pointed out, what caused the organ dysfunction? Right? A lot of it is emotional. Y'all are spot on. A lot of it is emotional. Right? See? So just by doing this, can y'all see? We just went back. Most of the time, we just go back one step. We go, oh, or Western medicine may just go back one step. They say, oh, if gluten is causing your GERD, just stop the gluten and your GERD will go away, right? That's what Western medicine, or those dietitians, that's what they teach. They say, okay, if you're allergic to a food, just stop eating that food. And pretty soon, like 5 years later, the patient barely has anything they can eat because they're allergic to everything now, right? Have y'all had that experience before? It's like a patient is first allergic to one food, and the next year, 2 foods, 3 foods, 4 foods, and now they're only eating, what was it? Green pea soup, because that's the only food that doesn't irritate them, right? But what we need to do is we need to take it another step. We need to figure out the organ dysfunction, and then another step. If you're not taking notes, you got to take this note. There is one single cause to all GI problems. One single root cause. I'm spilling the beans right now. We have to say, what even causes lifestyle, emotional? This is the single cause of all GI problems. Stress is correct. Why are they stressed? What in their life is stressing them? Right? That's the single cause. Yeah, it could be COVID. A lot of people got stressed. A lot of people got anxiety, depression during COVID, right? Lifestyle. Okay. All right, let's move on. Let's see if anybody have any questions about that. No questions. Okay, let me go back to the slide. share my screen. Okay, all right. So that's the importance of knowing the digestive time, okay? Okay, so first thing, motility. Motility propulsion, swallowing, the oral pharynx, peristalsis, that's the squeezing, right? Esophagus, stomach, large intestine. Let me go back to the previous picture. It's all up here. Y'all see this part up here? Can y'all see my mouse when I'm moving the mouse? No? Yes? Yes, okay, good. So it's over here. No. Oral cavity, this tongue, that's the motility propulsion, right? Peristalsis is the squeezing. So one of the things that some people now, is if they have a common thing that we see is the esophagus not squeezing effectively and not pushing the food down effectively, okay? That can be caused by a lot of problems, but some of the problems is a spine problem. There's an inflammation on the spine, which affects the nerves that go to the esophagus, which control the peristalsis, okay? That's what's impeding the peristalsis. And this is why you'll hear chiropractors say, oh, chiropractic can help with digestion. In one sense, they're telling the truth, because if there is an impingement of the nerves from the spine, then those nerves, let's say, go into your stomach, go into your small intestine and large intestine, it will affect the peristalsis of those organs. So they can free up that impingement. So in that sense, they are accurate, okay? So sometimes you need to look at that root cause. Did they play, like I played tennis. Did they play tennis and tweak their back? And then suddenly they started having some constipation, right? So you can have them in conjunction with what you're doing, have them go to a chiropractor, have an adjustment, and then free up the nerves. And then we use acupuncture to decrease the inflammation. And that would solve the problem, right? So we have to think beyond, see, like this, beyond that first step to find root causes, okay? All right, next, chemical secretion. Secretion and chemical digestion, okay? Release of enzymes, hormones, right? And other substances that help the body digest food. It starts in the mouth. The mouth is the first place. The mouth, most people don't realize, the mouth is the first part of your digestive system. How many of y'all tell your patients to chew food? How many of y'all tell them, okay, so you tell them to chew, right? But who tells them how many times to chew? Arnold, 28, Robin, 27. Exactly, perfect, guys. 49 times, Raymond. They're gonna chew that into liquid 49 times. So yes, you chew 20 times. My dad, when I was growing up, my dad is a health nut, okay? And he would say, you gotta chew. I mean, he exaggerated 100 times, but he made me chew at least 25 times each single bite. And I hated it when I was a kid, when he was telling me that. But you know what? I developed over years of him just nagging me on that and chewing the food. I now consistently, I don't even think about it. I chew probably at least 20 times so I eat slow, okay? So the people that eat fast, you're bypassing the first part of your digestive system, right? Like nurses, teachers, they just wolf their food down, right? And that's why they have a lot of gut problems, because you're skipping the first part of your digestive system. Our bodies were built perfectly. We weren't built with extra organs. Actually, some people were, okay? My wife's, not to get off tangent, but my wife's aunt was born with 3 kidneys, okay? She could donate one. Actually, the third kidney wasn't working. But most of us weren't born with extra organs, right? That's why you don't go get surgery and remove organs. We were born with all the correct organs. If you don't chew your food, you don't release digestive enzymes. The first thing, anybody like a carb lover, if you don't chew your food, you ain't secreting amylase, which breaks down your carbs. It's an enzyme, okay? Now, most chemical digestion takes place in the duodenum by chemicals secreted by the liver, pancreas, and small intestine, right? In the duodenum, which is connection of the stomach and the intestines, right? So there's let me see if the picture, I don't know why there's not a picture. I didn't put a picture here. There's a pancreatic duct right here. The biliary duct is right here. Pancreatic duct releases enzymes. It's called the common bile duct, and it secretes it into the duodenum, right? So super important. The point of me pointing out this is the mouth. You got to chew your food, guys. So that's one thing. When I'm talking about teaching, okay, so I would create a separate page of your notes on how, remember, we're teaching patients how to fish. This is the first part of teaching patients how to fish. Step one, chew your food. Why do you explain to them, why do they need to chew their food? Because it releases digestive enzymes. And if you love carbs, that's the first step of breaking down your carbs. Chew your food 20 times. Write that on the side, okay? All right. Mechanical digestion, right? Mechanical digestion. That's the chewing motion, the churning motion of the stomach, and the segmentation, separation. The small intestine puts it in pockets, right? Puts in little pockets. That's mechanical digestion. Okay. No questions about that? Okay, awesome. I think we were supposed to take our first break at an hour, right? Or can I go a little? Actually, 12:01.
It's up to you if you want to keep going on. If you're in like a moment, go ahead and proceed.
Okay. And is the live feed still, the public feed still going?
It is still going. Did you want to take a break?
Why don't we take a break so we can shut off the live feed?
Okay, not a problem.
Okay, so 10-minute break, guys. Use the restroom. You won't have another chance.